Welcome to VEDA 2019. It's vlogging every day in August. Today is day number 1. I have a list of topics for each day. Today's topic is, who are you? Well, I'm Shirley and I'm 62. My spirit is still 17. I still have that fight and that gumption. My ancestry is Czech and Bohemian on my dad's side and Swedish and German on my mom's side. My grandparents, my maternal grandmother parents came from Sweden and her dad's side is German, but when I try to I know all the history of my family except the German side. I can't seem to go back very far. I don't know why. It's like some dark, deep, dark, horrible secret that they don't want me to know, but I don't know what it is. Mom used to brag and say, "Oh, well, we come from 5 royal princes that left and came over here." I'm thinking, if you are a prince, why would you come to this country for the heck of it? Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of crap. And my dad's side were farmers and tradesmen. His grandfather was a tinker, a tinsmith. And creativity runs in my dad's side of the family. My grandpa was creative, and my dad was creative. My dad was an electronic engineer, and that's what I wanted to be. He had a lot of equipment in the basement, and we listened to shortwave radio when I was a kid. I preferred European music much more than American music. I wanted to be an electronic engineer, but girls weren't allowed to take certain courses. So then I fell back to another thing I thought I would like to do, being an architect, and girls were not allowed to take drafting. So I didn't know what to do. I just learned everything I could. Had there been computers at the time, my head would be this full of information, because I'm just a nerd or a geek long before it was popular and acceptable. I had scoliosis and lordosis, had to wear a full body back brace, a Milwaukee brace, for 3 years. And it was from here all the way down to my hips. It was made of leather and metal, and you kinky folks out there, it's not fun, believe me. Then it shoved my upper teeth out even further, and I had big buck teeth. I had braces on for 6 years. And they kept telling me each time I went in, "Oh, well, yeah, we'll see in another few months. We'll see." I got frustrated and worked them all, took them all off myself. I've always liked languages and other cultures and stuff. And I wanted to learn Czech, but Czech was taught and it was a little expensive, or you had to belong to a certain Czech thing or something, and my grandpa said I couldn't. So I took German. And then Dad worked on a government project, had high clearance. They used to go through our trash. And when he was interested in Czech, but apparently I don't know what the deal was with learning Czech. See, well, Czech had been communist, so we were scrutinized a lot. Couldn't learn Czech. So there was a night school course of Russian. Dad said, "I can't take it, but you can, and you can teach me." I said, "Okay." So I did. And then I took German from age 10 all the way up through college. I graduated from high school as a class speaker. I had a really good grade point. Went into communications, took broadcasting and communications and theater. Theater is a love of mine. Since I don't really drink or do drugs, I mean I have in the past, but I don't really, so theater is an outlet for me. It's a way to escape, be another person for a period of time, which is what you do when you drink or do drugs. You escape from where you are for a period of time. But you don't have the horrible effects of coming back to reality when you do. So theater is a release for me, and it's a lovely one. It's a great one. It's a great one to, it helps you a lot. So, I had a boyfriend in high school, and we used to do Groucho Marx and Margaret Dumont skits. We used to do Marx Brothers skits. And I grew up with 1930s music, so I'm just totally different, I guess. People in high school used to call me the hippie chick because I wore skin-tight jeans and a tie-dye shirt all the time, and I'd frizz my hair up. I had no idea they called me a hippie chick. It was kind of interesting. Anyway, after high school, I had different jobs. I had a boyfriend for a while, and he moved to Texas, and then I kind of took up with the person that I married. And I couldn't stand living under my mom's rule. She was a narcissist and never let me... I would ask questions she'd never answer. You'll find out when you grow up. You'll find out. Or she'd ignore me and hope I'd go away. So it's that kind of crap. And then I couldn't stand it anymore. So I left home and I moved in with Charles, who was just as bad. He was not very nice, but through the years he got worse and worse. I ended up marrying him, and we had 2 beautiful sons, Brian and Scott. I loved to death. I'd put my life down for him. Brian's 6'10" and Scott's 6'4" or 5. And then I was abused physically and mostly emotionally and verbally. He'd make me get down on the floor and scrub the floor, and then he'd come up behind me and kick me in the tailbone, threaten me, threaten my life, sleep with a gun under the pillow. So I didn't have a very good time for a while. Finally got out of that situation, and I was working in a hospital, coding medical records by this time. Making okay money, not the best, but okay money. And we lived in Mom's basement for 2.5 years, so she helped us get this place. It's a long story, I'm not going to get into that, but I've been here in this house for about 20 years, hopefully be moving in a year or 2, because there's nobody left around here. Mom and Rick died. So, I still think I'm creative. I like to draw, I like to sing, I like music, I like to come up with odd instruments, and I do. I have a cat, I like cats. I don't hate other animals, it's just that cats' personalities are kind of like mine. Lazy. I do community theater, but only comedy character parts, which is my forte. And I like to read. I do readers theater, that kind of thing. Voiceovers, I've done commercials. This was years ago, but all those contacts have long since died. I'd like to get back into it. Oh dearie me. I always wanted to be one of those weird characters that's in a movie. And now I'm old and I can be one of those weird characters, so who knows? Who knows what the future has? I know how to do a lot of stuff. Creativity gene got me too. And that and having an abusive husband who never did crap except sit and order me around, I learned how to repair cars. I learned how to paint, build. I learned how to do a lot of stuff. So I'm like a Jill of all trades. And I talk a lot when I get going. Sorry. I do hum and sing when I'm nervous, upset, or bored. Nothing wrong with that. Oh my God, it's almost 10 minutes long. So I'm going to let you go for today. I'm sure the other vlogs will be shorter. I'm sure they will. So I'll see you tomorrow for VEDA number 2. Upward and onward.